What is this smell? A candle? Yes, it was a candle. Not anymore. A candle? What is that smell?
No, no, no! Get out of there!
What? What is that?
A big candle now, yeah.
Save yourselves!
It's a cathedral-sized candle.
But we must save the saints! Fire! The whole roof is in flames!
My God!
Don't go in there!
Don't blaspheme.
The saint! We must save him! No! No! Don't go!
Send Remigius in instead! Oh god. Oh. Clomp. Down it goes. I really hope Remigius was in there.
While the monks and refugees cleaned up, I kept hidden. I hadn't
Don't
expected
take the
that a
elevator.
magnificent
Use the
building
stairs.
Like this could so utterly collapse. That the ignorant little boy that I had been could so easily turn it back into a pile of dirty stones. I knew then that I had done something wrong,
Yes.
and no one could ever find out.
I hope they don't dust for fingerprints. He's not blaspheming, he's
Prior
praying.
Philip, I had the site cleared. It should be safe now.
Good work. Thank you, Master Builder.
New cathedral, anyone? Yeah.
This concludes a very long night then.
Many people left already. They asked me to thank you for your kindness. They're sorry for what happened.
Well, they should thank God for his mercy. No one got hurt, no one died. 45 monks and 11 novices, all accounted for. No one's missing.
No one?
Milius and Cuthbert.
What about the crazy one upstairs?
The crypt.
Do you know what caused this?
It's God's punishment.
It's God's punishment.
Or maybe not. Oh, no one got hurt. The books were saved. Even the bones of your saint were unharmed. Maybe this happened for a reason.
What do you mean?
So I can rebuild
Here.
it.
Let me show you something.
The child was not hurt, but he seems thoughtful. He's been through a lot. He was a great help tonight, and he and everyone else. Let us preach.
I was blind and I want to see. To be as innocent as a child.
Yeah, Remigius probably ran to the river to keep himself from catching fire, the little wuss. If you rebuild it, will he come? A staff. How could that help? It's nothing more than a walking
I
cane.
want you to look through the loop on top.
Am I gonna go loopy?
What do you see?
Then he hits him in the back of the head, steals his money and run away. Debris?
I see ruins.
Yes, but beyond that.
A burned down cathedral.
I see a burned down cathedral.
Look further.
I see dawn.
Right.
Oh, okay. The game. Thank you for reminding me to install something I don't want. Go away. There we go.
Prior, I am deeply sorry about what
Hate it
happened
when
to your
things
church.
alt-tab you out
must
of
remain
games.
Steadfast.
And stare at the sunrise.
No, you're only seeing the sunrise because you're facing east, straight east, like a church. Now, I know you have no money, and that helping people is more important, but we could start right here. Take the stones we've got, and the people who want to help.
So, what is it I am looking at, Tom Builder?
Yeah, my
It's the
antivirus
aisle
program
of
just
your new cathedral.
told me it had an update to some software that I don't want.
I see it. I see now.
Don't stare directly into the sun, you'll go blind. You were in favor of taking in the refugees. You agreed to bury Arnaldus after his death. Oh wow, are we going to have to do that? Oh my goodness. Because of you, the monks know that Tom and Eleanor are married. Whoops, yeah, we did a bit of a bad thing there. Although Philip learned the truth about Ellen, she's allowed to stay. You burned the cathedral for Tom. And we inspired Philip to rebuild Kingsbridge Cathedral. Nice. Well, you know what, guys? We need to go for another break in the meantime. So, get up and stretch your legs. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Not going anywhere. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, let's move on to the next. We're almost done with this first book as well. Winchester.
A few weeks later, I received an invitation from Bishop Waleran. In Winchester, we and Waleran's allies were to meet King Stephen himself. The bishop seemed assured that because we had helped the king, Stephen would support us in return. And that with his help, we would be able to rebuild Kingsbridge Cathedral.
Percy Hamley.
Bishop Waleran. Good morning. Ali! It's them! Over there! The Hamleys!
Again, thank you for your assistance in Kingsbridge, my son.
We have to thank you. Without you, we wouldn't be here today. Right, Mother?
Of course. Well, don't just stand there. Walk out with me, but very calmly. We can't let them see us.
Oh, children, pardon me.
So they survived.
Now we're only missing one more.
Interesting.
Here he is.
Good morning.
Bishop Henry, this is my prior.
Philip of Gwynedd, Prior of Kingsbridge, my Lord Bishop.
You won't have to say much today, Philip.
Leave the talking to us.
No, leave the talking to me. King Stephen is my brother, after all.
Oh.
Let us make haste. My brother is an early riser.
Interesting. Chapter the 6th. The Hamleys.
We must make haste. I want to go.
Thought the older guy was the bishop. Yeah, I did too.
England.
I'll explain the plot in a minute as well.
No comparison to Normandy. This country's still wild.
This is Waleran Bygod, the Bishop of Kingsbridge.
I guess they're both bishops.
Waleran, I remember you. We've met before.
And Percy Hamley.
My king.
He brought Bartholomew to justice. And it's not the first time he's helped me. He has Norman blood in him. We should hunt together someday.
Indeed, sire.
Bartholomew, on the other hand, will not leave the jail alive.
Percy Hamley did not do it without help, my lord. It was I who told him of the plot against you.
And now you come to be rewarded as well. I see.
My brother, the Cathedral of Kingsbridge has burnt down. Waleran asks for a reward, not for himself. He asks for our church.
I take it your church cannot afford to rebuild that cathedral, Henry. Neither can the crown.
I, or rather Bishop Waleran, had an idea. You could give the Earl of Shiring's lands to the Bishop of Kingsbridge to finance the rebuilding of the cathedral.
I like the idea. But Percy and his men were the ones who took Owl's Castle, not Bishop Waleran. Right, Percy?
Yes, my king.
He knows the area, and he will be a loyal Earl, will you not?
Of course, my king.
You ought to give thanks to God first. God made you king.
Don't go on like that, Henry. Don't do that. You know what happens when you do that. It was a long way to this throne. A long way.
Yes, my brother.
Now I will hunt.
My Lord King, I thank you for being willing to reconsider the future of the Shiring Earldom.
When shall we hear your decision?
Tomorrow. Bring my bow. Tell the men we hunt.
Philip, Wayland and I have much to discuss.
All right. But what can I do to help?
Well, my brother asked me to get a confession from the traitor Bartholomew. A confession would be helpful against those who believe Bartholomew's arrest was unjust, and it may help us to convince my brother to forget all about his promise to Percy Hamley.
Bishop Henry said a confession from Bartholomew may help us. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I think, yeah, this guy's the Bishop of Winchester, and this guy is the Bishop of the other place. I've forgotten the name of it already. So yeah, Kingsbridge or whatever. So yeah, okay, so to explain the plot, basically this is taking place in the 12th century when England went through a period of civil strife. After William the Conqueror's son, Henry I, died, he didn't have an heir. However, his cousins, his cousin, Stephen from Normandy, came over to rule instead. But one thing that Henry had expressed in his will was the fact that he wanted his, was it niece? Oh my goodness, I've forgotten my history already. This game is very confusing. Let's go here. Yeah, this will explain it. Empress Maud and King Stephen are basically at war with each other. Empress Maud is supposed to be who King Henry I wanted to run in his place. It's his daughter, that's it. Because she had a son. So he could have been the king, but by two different sets of laws between the Normans and Saxon law, they wouldn't. There were two different ways of looking at things. One of them respects that kind of line of succession, another one doesn't. So King Stephen, who's Norman, came over instead and ousted them, and he's now running the country. And there's all this political intrigue about different people taking different sides. Now, an earl was going to declare on Maud's side, and he had sent a letter which ended up at the priory, where now our character here, Philip, is the prior. The knight who was carrying it was supposed to be delivering it to show that this Bartholomew, of whatever his face was, yeah, this Bartholomew guy, was going to declare for Maud. And like that would have potentially sent a lot of political support her way as well. But our character's brother didn't want that. He felt that it was treason, and he came to intercept the letter. When he finally got his hands on it, he sent it to the Bishop Waleran, and he knew that he would like take it to the king, because the king is also going to help the church a lot more than Maud would. So there's like a lot of politics involved. So yeah, that's basically what's been going on right now, and it's following three different characters. We have Philip, who's found himself the prior. We have a builder called Tom, whose wife died at the beginning, and he had a kid, like she died in childbirth in the woods, and he left the baby behind, only to come back for it later and find out that Francis, the brother of Philip, had found it and took it to the priory anyway. Now he can't tell anyone, because that would be admitting to abandoning his kid and leaving it to die, so they would turn him into the law for that. And there's also a kid who's a son of an outlaw. We don't really know what his full story is or why him and his mother are outlawed, but they've found the family of the builder, and now they've kind of stuck together, and they're rebuilding the priory after we burnt the damn thing down. So that's kind of where we're at right now, and it seems like King Stephen's going to give the earldom over to somebody else, but instead Bishop Balerin could take over the entire area and they could use the profits from it to build the cathedral back up. So at the very least we could get a confession from Bartholomew, from Earl Bartholomew.
Ah, Philip.
What is it?
About Bartholomew's confession.
Maybe you can get him to confess.
I do not believe my prior can do more than you could, Henry.
Perhaps he knows he will die, no matter what he says.
Please excuse me.
Of course.
Alright, so let's have a look around. They hardly ever look at me. Maybe they feel as lost here as I do. Court respects power, not faith. A grand castle fit for a king. Francis said castles are like warships, ships for when the floods of conflicts rise.
Tomorrow the king will announce his decision. Until then, they won't allow a simple monk like me into the keep.
Right. It's a group of nobles. Were they loyal to the old king? Are they loyal to the new king? Do they have a choice?
From what I heard, this is about the cathedral in Kingsbridge. It burned down.
Yes.
Then the king should help in some manner, but not by giving away English land to the church.
Did you not say Bishop Henry was the richest man in England? Then why is he not paying for the cathedral?
God has very tight purse strings, it seems.
Yes. A group of knights.
Bartholomew and his followers would have only been the first wave. Robert of Gloucester remains, and he will attack.
And that's what you keep telling us. Maybe because the king likes to hear that you share his worries about Robert of Gloucester.
Oh, it was Robert of Gloucester that
wants to see
sent
his
the
sister
letter.
on the throne. He will attack, and the Welsh will fight on his side. You mark my words.
That's right, it was Robert of Gloucester who sent the letter, not Bartholomew. He was just allied with him. Winchester is a strange place. So many people. I hope I can find my way back to the guest house.
No, I won't just leave. I must do something to help our priory.
Ah, the far side of the yard then. Okay. Let's go this way instead.
How could you let her get away? That little bitch.
I will find her, Mother. She was here? Why?
To see her father, of course. But that won't help her. She has already made a fool of you once. Don't let it happen again.
No, Mother.
Yeah, so earlier on we also saw a scene with this guy, William Hamley, trying to propose to the daughter of Bartholomew, Earl Bartholomew, and she basically just turned him down flat out and called him all kinds of terrible things under the sun. So there's obviously some, like, political rivalry here that's gone awry as well. The Hamleys, they defeated Bartholomew. Francis believes this is a good thing.
Monk, it's about time you showed up.
Huh?
Big Cersei vibes.
Regan Hamley? We have not been formally introduced.
You are a fool. Is that formal enough for you, Monk?
Wow.
You don't understand any of this, do you? It's as if you've never set a single foot outside your little priory. Unbelievable.
How can I help you, Lady Hamley?
How you let yourself be used by those two greedy bishops, I'll never know. Waleran wants the lands of the earldom for himself. Henry knows that. Say something. You don't believe me, do you, Monk?
You are only worrying about your husband's land.
Well, of course I am, and you should be too. If Waleran wins, we both lose. I know you don't trust me, but your bishops are no different
Do you have
from
a
me.
way to prove any of this?
Ride with my son, William. Just a few hours. I will prove to you that Waleran will betray you.
All right. I will ride with your son. if only to prove you wrong.
Very well. Maybe you're not a fool, after all. But do not let the bishop see you. William?
And then they try to kill us in the woods
Ride
and
with
leave
Father
us.
Philip. Do as I said.
This is gonna go very well.
William Hamley declined to tell me where we were heading. He enjoyed keeping me in the dark and forcing me to follow his lead. Sometimes he sped ahead on his warhorse, and it took me some effort to catch up. But sooner or later he would stop and wait, sneering as I rejoined him. On one occasion, he stood there urinating against a rock. When I caught up with him, he turned without covering himself. He found my shock at his shameful behavior comical. He laughed, got back into the saddle, spurred his horse, and rode off. Again, I followed, hoping this journey had not been another horrible mistake.
Well, we know if we preach to him about hell, it does tend to worry him.
Near a bridge, I found William with a group of washerwomen. He was shouting at them. When I arrived, I could only hear their replies. They said that they had not seen a girl or a boy fitting his description. A younger, blonde woman said that even if she had seen the girl, she would not tell him. Apparently, she had heard of William Hamley. William grabbed the startled-looking woman by the arm. He shoved his right hand under her skirt. She started crying. The other women asked William to stop, but were afraid to anger him. William turned and grinned when he saw me approaching.
Yep. Oh my god. Would like to shove this guy in the river. Tell William to get on his horse, or rode on and said nothing. Now, tell him. Get on your bloody horse,
When he
arsehole.
heard my words, William's grin faded. He pushed the young woman away. The other women looked at me in a strange way. They must have asked themselves why a monk would ride with such a man as William. We rode off, and William stared at me full of spite. I told him I pitied him. I did not tell him why, because I had no words for it. We did not talk after that. Not for a long time.
And by the way, this ride with this guy is supposed to prove that the Hamleys are the people to fall in line with. Somehow. This dude does suck, yes.
William talked to more strangers along the way. First, I believed he was asking for directions. Then I realized that money was changing hands. William was paying these people for information. I was glad that for now he had lost interest in hurting others. Then I saw an old woman pointing William to a bearded man on a horse. William called the man a horse thief. Then he grinned and signaled the puzzled man to get on his horse and ride with him. They rode faster and faster, and I could not hear what more they talked about.
Get closer. Hear more.
William bluntly threatened to have the man hanged for stealing a horse of his, and then ordered him to hunt down the real thieves in exchange for his life. The man laughed as if he had made a great bargain. William even paid him. Before the man rode off north, William mentioned a name. Aliena. And I prayed that whatever William's plan was, that it would fail. Then William waved at me to ride faster. I reckoned we had to be close to where Lady Hamley wanted us to go. Not long after, my stomach turned as I realized just where exactly we were bound.
Heading to the bishop's palace.
Just a moment.
What?
You know very well that Bishop Waleran is in Winchester now. So what are we doing here?
No idea. Mother never tells me anything. She treats me and Father like damn children. It's a wonder Father ever got to fuck her in the first place. But here I am, and I'm starving. Damn, I'm starving.
Where are you going?
In there.
No!
I'm sure the bishop would want to see me well fed. We won't be staying long, so whatever it is you gotta do, do it fast.
You got mommy issues, yeah.
How can I help you? How about you step aside?
Yeah, I don't like this guy. Why did Regan Hamley send us here? What is Waleran's secret? Looks wild and nervous. It's bleeding where William spurred it. Why did William call that man a horse thief?
William forgot to close his saddlebag.
Yeah, let's have a... Oh, a letter. William, your worries are very understandable. Killing is a sin, and hell awaits all sinners. But how could killing ever be a sin when a life is taken to protect God and our church? In such a holy battle you become the sword of God, as do all the brave and valiant knights that join our crusade to the Holy Land. Their faith is their armor, their sins are forgiven. You are the sword of God, and as a bishop I am the hand of God. As long as the hand guides the sword, your sins shall be forgiven. Bishop Waleran. Why would he get a letter like this from the bishop? Is he being sent to the Holy Land? On the Crusades? Ooh. Yeah, or daddy issues, or both. Yeah, this whole God blesses murder bullshit, yeah. Anything else on the horse? Alright. Well, I guess we're going in.
Even be here. I shouldn't even...
Or are we going in? I should stay away from the place? Okay, it's not letting me go in. Interesting. Simple wooden gate. Trees around here were all cut down. Why are all the trees gone? Hey, Starly, how's it going? Stop getting notifications. I know when the stream is anyway, so oh well. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Twitch is very weird with the notifications. Yeah, what's with all the trees gone? What is all that? There's something. The fog is too thick.
What is that?
So they're building something over there. That's why all the trees are gone. They cut it down for lumber, probably. He has a construction site of his own. What is he building?
Is this why Regan Hamley thinks that Waleran wants the lands of Shiring for himself? He is the bishop. He can do as he pleases. Perhaps he's just building a guest house. No, it is too big for that. What in the name of Christ is he building out there?
Oh, there's a big structure.
What in the
like a
name
castle
of
or something?
Christ is
Preparations
he
for
building out
war?
there?
The trees are gone because Saruman wanted an army. Yes. Would rather leave, but now that I'm here, might as well look around. Building a cathedral of his own, maybe. The servants saw me already. So you don't need a notification, exactly, Starly.
Please. I saw you arriving with him. I don't know who you are, but you have to help me.
Oh, well then.
What happened?
He forced me to serve him food. He took the Lord's name in vain, and he pushed me and touched me.
Oh, God.
Ah, the monk. Oh.
Kick him in the codpiece.
Did the boy call you? So what? Did he ask you for help? Did he come...
You didn't have to say anything. I knew you would get us in trouble.
Trouble? Me? We're young men, he and I play rough. So what?
I asked you to leave.
And that is what we will do. What will the bishop think of your behavior?
Listen, we're all on the same side here.
We are not.
You, me, him, we're all working for the bishop. He won't mind. I play rough, so what?
So you'll burn in hell, boy.
We are all men of God. Well, I'm a man. I don't know what you call yourselves. Just kidding, all right?
You are a sinner.
So what? Everyone is. The bishop told me. But my sins are forgiven.
Why would you think that?
I took Earl's castle for him.
Your parents agreed to arrest Bartholomew because they wanted his earldom.
Who cares what they think? I felled Bartholomew's men with my sword. The old man was begging me for his life. On his knees, he begged me. I did it for the bishop. But hey, I'm sure you did great things for him as well. You think my father took Earl's castle? He's too fat to ride a horse. Even Mother said I'd be a better Earl.
I pity you.
Again?
I pity the fool.
You dare to say that again? You pity me. I pity you. You're not a man. Neither of you are.
We are men of God.
A man kills, and a man fucks. And no one talks down to me. No one! I know you saw me and that whore at the river. I would have fucked that woman if it hadn't been for you.
And what would that have achieved?
She'd have learnt her lesson. And don't you think I noticed how you spied on me and that horse thief? I should kill you for that. I should.
But you
Let
won't.
me tell you, I will fuck Bartholomew's whore of a daughter. I will fuck her good. I'm a man. Damn it, I'd fuck the boy if that was the only way to put him in his place. Hell, he looks like he'd enjoy it too.
Can we just shove this guy in the fire already?
You are not a man. You are a beast.
Oh, I am a man. But yes, there is a beast in me. It hunts and kills like no other. I unleashed it for the bishop. And my sins are forgiven.
Not even God would forgive those sins.
Of course he would. He already did. The bishop told me.
Then the bishop is wrong.
Hey, we're on the same side here. Now, we will stay here a while longer, as I've not finished eating. Shit.
If the bishop sees this, I must fix this. Oh, I've got a knife.
If the bishop finds out about this, he will not be pleased.
Ah! Reapers? What? Can we just kill him? The misogyny. Yeah. He looks like Shaggy if Shaggy were a deranged medieval lunatic. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. Man, I would love to just kill this guy. A greasy plate.
I have to fix this. I have to fix this.
Have William look into the fire, and then we can shove him into it. It's just a fire. Warm.
And if anyone's name was not found written in the Book of Life, he was thrown into the lake of fire.
What's that?
It's from the scripture. The end of days.
The second death of the sinners.
Bishop Waleran said that if a sinner stares into the flame, the devil stares back from the lake of fire.
What?
I can't see him.
Me
Look into the
neither.
fire. Let the Lord of Light
What's
see
he
you.
supposed to look like?
Our bishop thinks the devil watches us.
No. He can see the sinners, and they can see him.
Burn the Witcher, yes.
I don't see him. Of course I don't.
Alright, so how do we fix this table? Do I use the plate with the table?
I have to fix this. No, I will leave it here.
So how do I clean this up? Point out the stone relief of sinners surrounded by snakes and tormented by the accuser.
Make him go. I want him to leave. Now.
Anything else we should grab? I mean, how do I deal with this? Toppled over cup, maybe? Yeah, there we go. Spilt wine all over.
Better. I have to fix this.
How do I deal with the bread? Use the knife, maybe?
There, that looks better.
Is that it?
It looks better now. We should get going.
Point out the relief
Throw
to him.
them into the blazing furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
What?
Maybe you could
Hell.
accidentally trip up and
It
push
is
him
a
out the
depiction
window.
of hell. I told you of heaven and hell once before. Do you remember?
Of course. The bishop said the relief intimidates even his most impious visitors. They all fear death. I'm not afraid to die. Do not fear those who kill the body. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body. In hell.
Who's he?
The devil. A fallen angel.
I have nothing to be afraid of. The cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice magic arts, the idolaters, and all liars. Their souls are the devil's. They will all go to hell. Stop it! Hell is far away. I'm not afraid.
I think he is, though. He is afraid of hell.
We should leave.
I'm not done here yet. We stay.
I can't let anyone know what Wayleran and Henry tried to do. I doubt anyone would even be surprised. What a fool I was.
Word of God again?
Has Bishop Wayleran ever shown you the scripture?
He told me of it. What do you think?
Yes, but... No, not working? Okay.
It looks so alive. Perhaps the artist has actually seen the devil.
Are you afraid? It's just stone. Hell is far away.
Hell is far away. Maybe now if I have him look into the fire again.
For some, hell is not that far away. What is it?
We ride back to Winchester. Now!
Yeah, this guy's easily scared.
What happened?
Maybe he saw things to come.
How can I thank you?
Who's afraid now?
Tell me, what is being built out there?
What?
A substantial construction is underway, it seems.
Yes, but...
What is it?
A castle. The bishop is building a castle.
Mm-hmm. Building a castle. Why on earth would he need that?
Castle? Why a castle?
I don't know. It is not for me to ask or question the bishop.
Of course.
And I doubt it's for you to question him either. That man, William, had no idea why you two came here, had he? You came here to spy on the bishop. You brought this man here. Leave. Go.
Might not have been smart to actually ask that guy.
There you are. My son seemed thoughtful when he returned.
Your son's a bastard.
You priests and your talk. You always get to him.
He seemed more excited after talking to your bishop, though. Then again, we know Waleran is good with words. Don't we, my husband?
Of course, yes.
Speaking of Waleran, what did you find, monk?
I don't trust her either.
I am not sure.
You must have seen it. Are you that blind? Bishop Waleran Bygod is building a castle, and he used up every stone and every tree on his own lands. He claims he wants Bartholomew's land for your cathedral. But what Waleran wants is a castle.
He's always been like that.
Not long ago, you accused us of being selfish. But what about your bishop, eh?
What do you want from me?
As Prior of Kingsbridge, you will agree that my husband shall have the whole earldom of Shiren.
And why would I do you a favor like that?
Because we will support the rebuilding of your cathedral with our stones and our timber.
The king can live up to all of his promises, and Waleran gets nothing.
That is our offer. What do you say?
Oh my. Decline and haggle? Oh, goodness me. Ooh. I mean, obviously the bishop was going to do us dirty. Don't know why he wants a castle, but yeah, if he takes over the lands, he'll just divert all the resources to his castle that's already underway. Alright, let's agree. Let's see where they take this.
I agree.
Ah. Did you hear, my husband?
Yes, you said he'd agree.
My husband will let the king know of our agreement. Bishop Waleran will be quite surprised. You will see his true face when he does not get what he wants.
I mean, we know the guy is a scary guy as well. Who's this guy? The jailer. Oh, that's probably where Bartholomew's being kept.
No need. We said all there was to say.
I should preach to them, though, before
Francis
I leave.
and I wanted to help King Stephen to protect the church. I doubt these people share our motives.
Alright. Sporting a vile expression. Likely helpful in his line of work, not welcoming to others, though.
Good day.
You come to visit someone in my jail, Father? Or do you want to pick out a nice warm cell for yourself?
Yes, please, throw me in jail.
Oh, I'm just pulling your leg. See? A smile. Just for you, Father.
Getting old, you found a really long white eyebrow hair. Wow. Yep. They will happen, and they'll begin appearing in many other places. I had one on my chest once. I was just like scratching away, and I just like when I pulled my hand away, I ended up pulling a long hair with it, and I'm like, holy crap! And it was grey. I was like, oh my goodness. Yeah. can't relate. Alright, maybe I'm supposed to use this clue with this guy.
Bishop Henry sends me.
The bishop, eh? What does he want?
He wants me to talk to Bartholomew of Shiring.
Bartholomew of Shiring? Ha! It's only Bartholomew now. It's his 4th day without bread. Soon he won't even be Bartholomew anymore.
Already balding. Oof. Yep. Just one good fuck this shit away from shaving the head.
Bartholomew. I am Brother Philip. Could you forgive those that wronged you?
Only God forgives. A monk should know that.
Why did you go against the king?
Stephen sent you. Why would you side with the usurper?
I was asked to make you confess.
Stronger men tried that before you. Why should I confess to you?
Your people found refuge in my priory. Your confession will help me to give them work and shelter.
I have no sins to confess. My only regret is that I failed.
I will not tell the king that. They will kill you.
They have already done that. Monk, tell them that I confessed.
To what?
All of it. Treason.
But...
the son shall not suffer for the iniquity of the father. Tell Stephen that as well.
You know the scripture?
Richard and Aliena, my children, they must live.
He's asked for clemency for his children.
And a good day to you too, Father.
Actually, could I deliver the confession to the two that I are supposed to help now? That may be better.
They have done enough harm to that man.
No, okay, that's not how we do this. Just wondered. Why does the jailer look like he got called into work from the toga party? Probably. I thought it was like a Roman at first. I'm like, Jesus, hang on, it's a bit late for you guys to be here. You know, you should be gone by now. Didn't you get the memo like a couple of 100 years ago that your people left? Fuck off. Provoke him and mention the castle, or leave and return tomorrow.
He confessed to everything, but he asks for clemency.
Jesus was not a Roman last I
Good.
heard.
I will let my brother know what we have achieved today once he returns from the hunt.
Good, Philip. You did well.
About Bartholomew's children.
My brother was never one to judge a man by the deeds of his father. Still, I shall mention Bartholomew's request to him.
Yes, but...
About Bartholomew's children.
My brother was never one to judge a man by the...
Yeah. Whatever. Alright, I guess we'll leave. I'm not going to mention the castle. I'm just going to leave that alone.
Maybe I should come back tomorrow.
Yes, there is not much a monk can do here.
Yes, your bishop and I will do what we can to help your priory.
My loyal subject, Percy Hamley, today becomes the Earl of Sharing. Of the former Earl's possessions, Percy shall have the castle. And all the land that is tenanted to knights, and all farmlands, pastures, forests, and quarries.
I swear by all that is holy to be your liegeman, and to fight for you against any other.
My king...
Ah, yes. Of course, I have not forgotten the worries of my bishops. The Earl of Sharing himself, Percy here, solved this problem for me. Thanks to him, I can uphold my promise. Don't worry, Bishop Waleran. Kingsbridge shall be rebuilt.
It's not what he really wanted, though, is it?
Percy told me of a man here whom my brother has not yet introduced. Come forward, Prior.
My brother, may I present to you Philip of Gwynedd?
My king.
You seem afraid. What are you worried about?
I'm worried about my priory and the cathedral.
I heard about the fire. How are you managing?
On the day of the fire, God sent us a builder, but we cannot pay him.
Don't worry, you can. Now, about the arrangement between you and Percy Hamley. He told me that he wants to support you in financing timber and stone for your new cathedral. I wholeheartedly agree with the plan you two have devised. It shall be done.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lord.
It seems unnecessarily complicated to give the land to the bishop. Percy told me that you, Father Philip, share that sentiment. He told me it was your idea.
Way to throw me under the bus.
Of managing the rebuilding of the cathedral yourself.
Wonderful.
I'm glad that we all were able to help you, Bishop Waleran, in this pressing matter. After all you have done for me.
Thank you, Lord King.
Bartholomew lost everything in his attempt to end my reign. This morning he was found dead in his cell. I've heard that you, Prior, worry for his children, Richard and Aliena. While they shall lose their status, their name, and their land, they shall go free, wherever they are.
You must be very proud, Lady Hamley.
Of course. Father Philip has been very understanding in all this.
Waleran looks like he's sucked a lemon.
Very remarkable.
My husband and I were terrified when we heard about the fire in Kingsbridge. It is a blessing that we can help him and his priory now.
He's just tuning it out.
You sowed the wind, Philip.
Oh. Man, those guys just threw Philip under the bus, though. It's like, can we not just do this under the fucking table instead of in front of the king with the bishop right there? And, you know, just play off like it was frigging the Hamley idea, you know, as opposed to my idea. All they could just say is, would you object? And I could just innocently say, oh, no, not at all, you know, if they needed that. That was poorly played, but I suppose they don't care if they trample over somebody else. Oh my goodness. And of course we made his servant suspicious as well, so now he knows through his servant that we've seen the castle under construction.
Is everyone ready? Yes, everyone will be there. But how are we to pray and contemplate like this?
Stuff something in your ears.
even to send my choir out there. We shall get used to it, all of us.
We must be thankful for all of this, for each noise, each face that disturbs us here.
We shall start with the chancel, then gradually work our way from east to west. That's the way it's done, the way I was taught to do it.
I value your enthusiasm, my dear Mason, but so far we're only cleaning up. I haven't even considered hiring a master builder yet, neither you nor anyone else.
May I show you some drawings?
By all means.
When we walk around the site, we mark where the walls will be, the pillars, the doors and buttresses. Now for that we need a plan like this, to tell us where to place our pegs and string.
Is this how birds would see our church?
Exactly. Here you can see the transept.
I noticed, yes. It is remarkable how much you can reveal with so few lines.
Thank you, Father. If you have no...
By all means.
The chancel will have 4 bays.
What about the nave?
The nave is on the left. It has 6 bays.
I can see the transept is 2 bays wide, so it will be 12 in total. It does look splendid, but isn't that rather small?
It would be smaller, but not less impressive.
I guess a small cathedral would be closer to our means. It is still also uncertain.
I mean, can you afford anything else?
Would support us with timber and stone, but how do we pay the workers? But only God knows if it will be enough. I don't suppose you have any idea how much this would cost.
We can be pessimistic. £3,000 at least, or no more than. We should be pessimistic. So we might need a bit more.
You never know what might happen, but give or take, we'll need at least £3,000.
I've spent the last few weeks working out the annual income of the Priory.
About £20.
Here's the answer. £300 a year.
Wow.
And we spend every penny. Go on now, show me the rest of your drawing.
I mean, you know, the Earl is financing this, so it should be okay, right?
Imagine you're standing in the centre of the nave, looking at the wall. This is what you see.
Are those windows?
Right, but that's not all. On the lowest level are the pillars of the arcade. They're joined by arches making up the bays. Through the archways you can see the windows in the aisle. Starting right in the middle is the tribune gallery. Shall I go on?
Yes, yes, of course. I was just thinking. Keep going.
On top are the clear-story windows.
I can see you've put a lot of thought into this. I was just wondering... How long would this take to build? You can take your time with that answer.
8 to 10 years with 60 masons, or 15 years with 30 masons? These are going to be like super important as well, aren't they? Let's get it done quick.
It depends on how many people you employ. If you can afford 60 masons, you could build the whole church at once instead of working from east to west. That might take 8 years, maybe 10.
I wish my monastic officials had your ability to think ahead and calculate. So, I need to find £200 a year. It doesn't sound so bad when you put it that way. You really want to build this cathedral yourself, don't you?
Yes, Father. I want you to appoint me Master Builder.
Why?
Not gonna lie, Matt, I haven't been paying attention to the game. It's okay, I haven't been paying attention to you guys in chat either. It's fine, you know. I see you guys talking Greek stuff, and I was like, okay, you have a chat. And talking about the Ouroboros and that kind of stuff with the snake eating its tail, I'm like, yeah. I'll just focus on this. You guys do you. That's all good. Oh, and the Halo series, just to mention that as well as Starly. That's one thing I've been thinking about throwing up on the channel as the Master Chief Collection at one point, when I find the time for it. So why do we want to build this? I've seen it done badly because it gives meaning to a man's life, because it will be beautiful, or because I want to fully exercise my skills. I like all of these answers, really. You know, it's like he wants to do a job right, you know, because he's seen it done badly before. He does want to, like, challenge himself. All of these things are true for this character. Giving meaning to a man's life, or because it will be beautiful when it's done. I mean, we said we wanted this cathedral to give hope to people, right? So let's go with beautiful.
Because he wants to give people hope.
Is that so? Then answer me this one last question. If people were to enter your church, what image would they see crowning the tympanum above the entrance? One of Judgment Day to teach people to be good? Or one of paradise to remind them of God's mercy?
Show them hell, so that they're afraid to do bad things. I'd rather see trees and animals.
Why not a hell of trees and animals? No, remind them of God's mercy. That's where the hope is.
It should be the promise of a better life. Therefore, it will show heaven.
Yes.
This is quite exciting, isn't it, brother?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Francis.
I'm just glad that I can be a part of this. In the past year, I was often afraid that my involvement in politics might turn out, well...
It did turn out
Let's just say that
well.
I'm glad that I can still be by your side, Philip.
Yeah.
And for that, I thank God. And I thank you too.
Papa, will there be statues inside? Statues?
Oh. That's enough, children. It's time you went out and played.
Yeah, Reach and ODST were good as well. I liked those games.
Prior.
Yes?
My first wife, Agnes. She died without a priest, and she's buried in unconsecrated ground. Sometimes a man builds a chapel, or founds a monastery, in the hope that in the afterlife God will remember his piety. I just wonder, do you think my design might serve to protect Agnes's soul?
God no longer asks for blood sacrifices, for the ultimate sacrifice has already been made. But the lesson of Abraham's story is that God demands the best we have to offer, that which is most precious to us. So you must ask yourself, is this design the best thing you could offer?
Except for my children. Yes.
Then rest easy, Tom Builder. God will accept it.
A contract of employment. Heck yes. I, Philip of Gwynedd, in representation of the Kingsbridge Priory, hereby assign Tom the Builder as a master builder for the construction of the Kingsbridge Cathedral. The Priory will provide £200 a year to be used wholly for materials and craftsmen. The pace of construction shall be adjusted according and adhere to plans approved by the Prior. In exchange for his work, Tom Builder and his family are to receive a private house and all rights to attend all common meals of the Priory. The contract is subject to change with the Priory's financials and gives further prospect of additional payment to compensate for the Master Builder's work. Signed, Friar Philip of Gwynedd, Tom Builder. I haven't actually played Halo Wars myself. I haven't played any of those. Alright, so... unfriendly monks. I don't like them. They always shout at me as if I was stupid. I'm not talking to them. And again, nothing's been said of where Alfred is. Oh, I literally mouse over the prick while... there he is. Hi, Alfred, you dick. Why does Tom like him so much? He never stops hitting me. I hate him. Tom said it takes many years to build a cathedral, but only one night to burn it down. Haha, did I do right? Yeah. I think she's starting to like it here, even with all the noise and the monks. Where did they put all the horses? Alright, well, let's go talk to Mother.
Jack, do me a favour and give Paul these herbs, will you?
But he's a monk. You don't like monks.
Well, it turns out not all of them are bad.
Apart from that one there.
Still, be careful before you trust any one of them.
Well, your son already trusted me. Oh yes, I know that the builder is not his father, and I also know about you. It won't be long till they throw you out of Kingsbridge. Witch.
There he is! Give our prior the welcome he deserves!
Oh, you know, I am only following God's will.
Prepare to raise the bell! Make the prior proud!
Well, thank you.
Go on, Jack. Don't forget about Paul's herbs.
Mother gave me sage leaves. Oh yeah, they've got the bell set up here, which they're probably going to hoist up on this this framework. Nice. They clapped their hands for Philip as if they wanted to hear everyone hearing he was coming. So much noise. Let's go talk to Alfred first. Tell him how much we hate him still.
What do you want?
I want to help.
Too bad. There's nothing you can do. I don't get why Tom likes you, you useless little turd.
Are you talking to yourself or to
For
me?
all I know, you were behind that fire. What? What is it?
Well, I wasn't, so I could set fire to you. Just ignore him.
I'm
Whatever.
leaving now.
Oh, old brother Paul. It looks like an old tree. I think he's as ancient as the forest. One day I'll be just like him.
Oh, good day, boy. If you see your mother, tell her the pain's gotten worse. I think I might take her up on our offer now. Oh, don't you ever get as old as I am, boy. 'Tis not natural.
Actually, getting old is probably the most natural thing you can do, but anyway, here you go.
This is from my mother.
Oh, bless her. Boy, whatever Remigius says, your mother is a saint.
Yeah, Remigius says a lot of shit. Oh, look, the bell just went up.
Oh, is that the bell? Can you see it from
The
here?
bells! The bells!
Bell without a cathedral. Your father certainly had strange ideas.
I mean, that would probably be easier.
Might be. What's a bell?
That's a bell, child. It would probably be easier to get that up before you build the tower.
Excuse me?
Aliena! I remember you.
You? I remember you.
I remember you.
You're the boy with no father.
Actually, I have 2 fathers now.
Oh, how modern.
Is that so?
Yes. Tom Builder and Jack Sherburg.
I thought you weren't the builder's son.
Well, I am now.
I have to say, Prior Philip told me there would be a lot of sheep here. I can see he wasn't exaggerating.
You know Philip too?
I do. He's the reason I'm here. Is he around?
He should be around somewhere. Busy man, that fellow. But don't worry. You probably won't have to look for him for long.
All right. Thank you.
Oh yeah, he be smitten. Oh, look who it is.
Shall we go after them?
It's William.
No. Now we know where we can find them.
Ha! Ho!
Well, that's bad.
My bishop, William Hamley, has returned to see you.
Send him in, Timothy. We have much to discuss.
Volume for this game is all over the place, by the way, guys. I am sorry, but I don't have anything I can do to control it. Wow, that was the end of the chapter. Nice. So we get a pessimistic estimation of the cost and construction, chosen image of paradise for the cathedral. Nobody found out about Francis's involvement in the conspiracy, so he's free and clear, hopefully. Lady Aliena! Why does she want to talk to Philip? Bishop Waleran begins scheming against Kingsbridge. And we finished book 1! Boom! Ta-da!
Next time on the Pillars of the Earth, find out what happened to me and my brother Richard after the siege of our father's castle. What will the future hold in store for Kingsbridge? The Pillars of the Earth, Sowing the Wind.
Dun dun dun. No, there's 3 parts to the game. It was released in 3 chapters when it was coming out, so there's 2 more books to go through. So yeah. Man, the voice acting cast for this as well, really good. Really good cast.